Well, good morning. This is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on Lake Taneycomo. It is Friday the 8th of September. Is it? It might be the 9th. It is the 9th. I missed the 8th. The 8th was a whole bunch of birthdays. My son Greg, my grandson Owen, and Serenity, my granddaughter. I have boated up here to what we call the big hole. The rebar is that stump that's right in front of me. I honestly didn't think I'd get up this far with this kind of flow. And I'm gonna throw a beetle. I just don't know. This is kind of uncharted thing for me. Throwing a beetle in this kind of flow. I'm not seeing a lot of rises. I think I'm going to be throwing on this side. I've thrown this beetle before. I've got about an hour and a half to fish before I have a meeting this morning. Oh boy. That's a good start. How to do that? Okay, I think it's this way. There we go. There is a rise right there. So I think they're coming up on midges, but if they're looking up, they might take my beetle. He came up right on the seam, which I would think that's where the fish would be holding, picking off stuff coming off that little point up there. I don't know. I'd like to be close, fishing close to the bank. Nothing on the first cast. They've been running this about 1,200 CFS in the mornings, in the daytime, until about 2 or 3 o'clock, and they kick on a little more water. Not a lot of water now. There are a few midges flying around, but no. There, oh, fail. Hit it again, please. I just had a rainbow come up and just eat it, but I think I set it a little too quick. He surprised me. So I do have some fish up here looking up. Oh, there's one in there. Way up there. Like I said, this is all uncharted. I have not come up here since they started running this minimum flow. And getting past Lookout in that real shallow stretch there, I just gunned it and raised my motor as much as I felt like I could, and I got through it without hitting anything. And then there's another place there above Trophy Run. Ooh, might be a good spot down here. And a fish come up and rise below me. Ooh, that was a big fish. Oh, I saw a big brown jump just below Lookout Island on my way up here. I didn't see the fish, but I saw the splash, and it was a big fish. And so browns, when they come up to spawn, they'll start jumping out of the water. And this is a little bit early, I think, to see them jumping, but you know, they just jump and do a belly flop. This is about where that fish jumped, is right in here. It came up and took something off the surface. I'm going to throw up closer to the bank because there's some current up closer to the bank up there. A little bit shallower water. Took Marsh out last night, the last hour of daylight. There were, I don't know what they were running, I'd have to look at the chart. I'll check this. Anyhow, I grabbed a rod that had, that already had a dry fly on it. That was my problem. Fly was not sitting right in the water. Better, much better. It had a big cicada on it. Big foam fly. And she hadn't fly casted in a while. So we went up to started below Lookout Island and drifted that bank all the way down the bluff bank, and they were fairly active, but she really had a hard time casting that rod. And ended up catching one all the way down at the Narrows. But I got back to the dock and was putting the rod up and looked at it a little closer, and it was it's not even a rod that I recognized, and it's not a rod that even Blake recognized, but it was an 8-weight rod. So she was trying to throw a foam dry fly with an 8-weight, and you know, I casted it some and it was okay, but I thought, well, this is not easy. But So she really struggled throwing an 8-weight, which is very understandable. That's a rod that you would throw a big streamer with, a big heavy fly, not a dry fly. So I've moved back out here in the middle. I'm tempted to go ahead and put a little bigger, a little bigger fly on. So there's one over there. Doggone it. I don't want to sit here and chase fish that are jumping around, but maybe I should stay closer to the bank. I actually thought about fishing that bank over there. Oh, I was going to bring this up in the very beginning of the video. Our Facebook friends kind of doing us dirty. When you go to load a video on Facebook, you know, you have to add the title, add the description, add the thumbnail, and then you go to the next screen, and then it asks you if you want to keep ads on your video, because the default is the ads are on by default, so you got to turn them off. I've always done that, and so we turn them off, and when the video loads, the ads are running, they're on, and we have to go back in and edit the video and turn, it's the same switch to turn it off, but we've turned it off when we load the video. I Googled it last night, because usually you can find, if there's issues like that, you can find people talking about it, and I haven't found anything yet. So I've asked Nathan to look into it for me today, if he's working. I'm not sure if he's working today. But we're trying to figure out why Facebook is turning those ads on, and we don't catch it unless, you know, you go back in. It takes about an hour to upload a video. You got to go back in and catch it, and normally I don't even sit down at that desk for another 24 hours a lot of times. But we are trying to watch it, and it's just started a couple, 3 weeks ago. And actually it was doing it for quite a while before we even caught it. So, and to be very honest, we make, there's a fish rose way in there by the bank. We don't make anything on the videos. Like $1 or $2. It's not worth your time to watch the ads. I'm sure Facebook makes a lot more money than that on those ads. Okay, there was one that came up way up there by the bank. I think he was even closer to the bank than that. Ooh. Yeah, I'm just casting blind for the most part. Should have had that one fish that came up. That's just irritating. I do need to stay out in the current where the water is moving. That's right now that water's not moving at all up against the bank. It's a pretty good spot coming across this point because the bank comes out and the current is out right up against the bank, but now I've got a whole bunch of dead water up against the bank. I don't see any activity up there. That's why I'm thinking about going to the other side, because I think there's going to be more current over there. Yeah, let's go to the other side. Lake up here is not very deep. I would not recommend bringing your boat up here. I was holding my breath several times, hoping not to hit my prop. Let's go this other side here. A little bit of current over on this side. And if you didn't read it, ooh, there's one up there. If you didn't read the deal on the turbines, there's one turbine that they're having issues with, and so they're having to run it all the time. They can't shut it off, or they don't want to shut it off. And that issue is not going to be fixed anytime soon. So we're going to have this minimum flow probably through the brown spawning season, through October, November, maybe December. Don't know. Oh. Man, I saw a big fish. He was swam right underneath my beetle. I like this. Oh, that was a terrible cast. I've got current almost all the way to the bank. It's slow, but it's current. What that does, basically, it moves my beetle. Instead of just throwing in dead water and letting it sit in one place, this kind of moves down over fish. I'm not going to be able to fish this whole bank. I'm going to run out of time here pretty quick. I got to get back up here and try some different techniques. There's no other boats up here right now. I'm sure, well, if you had a jet, you could get up here easy. And I'm sure there are other people that have been doing this. Like I said, this has been going on for quite a while. Can get up here without banging up their prop. Yeah, I really like this. Like I said, I'd love to come up here and try some different techniques and some different dry flies especially. Get up here a little bit earlier before the sun comes up over that bluff down here. They're coming up in the middle a little bit. So I'm casting within 5 or 6 feet of the bank, maybe. And with the current and how the line's dragging a little bit, it's kind of coming off the bank. Ooh, there's one right there. Come on, baby. One came up within a couple feet of the bank right there. That's my... You didn't eat it. See if I can get one more cast at him. Come on. Got him. Gonna say, why won't you take that? I think it's worth it. Come up here, catch one fish. Oh, of course, he's in my trolling motor now. Come out of there. There he is. One more time. Cash rainbow. What do you think, Jack? Jackson's kind of staying down on the deck today. All right. Hey. What's going on?
I'm headed up, but I'll talk to you later.
No, you won't. I gotta go home.
Oh.
It's Brian Schaefer. Good friend. Fishes up here every day. Oh, come on. I think I just saw another one come up here. Right here. He is a big Cardinal fan. If there's a Cardinal game, he is not fishing. I gotta go pretty quick. Yeah, not quite 8 o'clock. I can go a little longer. Well, that was cool. I mean, I was within a couple of feet of the bank there when he ate that. And that's where he came up the first time. Got a little chop going up there where I started. It'd be good to, I'm getting a little bit of a chop here. That would help my odds a little bit. One thing I really like about these conditions right here is there's very little debris, leaves, and stuff on the surface. So my beetle, when I throw it up there, it's the only thing they're seeing. officer. Eat it. Ah. Good little spot right here where there's a little gauge over there. I know this spot, here's a little path that comes down the bank there, and this is where I fish a lot. I like it underneath this big tree right here. See, I can see fish between me and the bank. I can see fish kind of lining up there on the bottom. Might be some fish around these big rocks too. Okay, that's a good spot. Well, I feel good about that one. Okay, I'm going to quit at the boat ramp, which I'm just about there. Okay. Sweet. One fish. I can't complain about that. Should have had two. That other fish wasn't very big, but it would make a difference. It's still fun. That one just rose way up there. Those fish are rising on midges, so I don't feel like I have a decent shot at them when they're coming up after a midge and I throw a beetle. I mean, they're still looking up, but in my experience, I do a lot better with beetles and hoppers over closer to the bank where they're going to see a beetle or a hopper or something close to it. So it's fun. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow. Not even down to the broken water yet. He's not very big, so I'm going to get him in and get back on that bank. Come here.